guys, welcome back to iLearner. Today in this video we are going to discuss about the case of Ms. Jordan Diengdeh versus SS Chopra 1985. This is a landmark case relating to the irretrievable breakdown of marriage. As we know, there are a lot of grounds of breakdown and the divorce under the family law, and one of the famous ground and one of the most discussed ground is that of the irretrievable breakdown. As we know, there has been a lot of time when the demand of uniform civil code has been raised before the legislative council and legislative assemblies, before the Parliament of India, though none of the bill is passed regarding the uniform civil code. So this is one of the case relating to uniform civil code, relating to irretrievable breakdown. So there in the slide you can see the brief about this case, and later on in the other slides we'll be discussing in detail about the case. So basically this case is about the uniform civil code, the demand of uniform civil code, in which the Supreme Court had recommended and suggested government to make a uniform civil code, and in this particular case there was this irretrievable breakdown of marriage which was demanded to make a ground of divorce. Now in this case, what is the fact? The fact is that the petitioner is wife and husband is respondent. So petitioner belongs to Khasi Tribe of Meghalaya, and she was born and brought up as a Presbyterian Christian, and she is now a member of Indian Foreign Services. So with this fact we can understand this, she is a wealthy woman and she is a working woman, and his husband is a Sikh, and as we know that Sikh comes under the Hindu community, and they are married under Indian Christian Marriage Act 1872. There is this thing that for Christian marriages there is this act of 1872, but when it comes to divorce there is a new act relating to divorce of Christian marriages. So the act is Indian Divorce Act. It gives and it provides the ground for divorce for the Christian marriages. Later on, the issue raised in the year of 1980 when petitioner filed a petition for declaration of nullity of the marriage or judicial separation under section 18, 19 and 22 of Indian Divorce Act. Friends, on your screen you can see that the grounds of what exactly the section 18, 19, 22 of Indian Divorce Act mentions about. Basically section 19 mentions that by this foreground we can get the divorce, and section 22 mentions that by these three grounds we can get the judicial separation. Okay, now the ground for divorce are impotence of the husband at the time of marriage, or second one is prohibited degree of consanguinity, and third one is lunatic or idiotic at the time of marriage, and fourth one is that of fraudulent marriage. Okay, so these are the ground which can grant you divorce, and for the judicial separation there is this ground of adultery, cruelty and desertion. Okay friends, in the beginning when petitioner wife filed the case, she mentioned the ground of cruelty to be ground of divorce. Okay, but there I have told you in the slide that cruelty can only be the ground of judicial separation. It cannot be the ground of divorce. For divorce there are the ground such as idioticness, the ground of impotence. These are the only grounds for divorce, not for the judicial separation. Okay, so what happened in the single judge bench, of the High Court, they rejected the prayer for declaration of nullity of the marriage but granted a decree of judicial separation. So it seems very much justified as per the very act, but the division bench even affirmed the decision of the single judge, but wife was not happy. Friends, as per my what I feel that in this particular factual scenario, wife anyhow wants the divorce. She whether by hook whether by crook, she just only want to have the divorce from his husband. So for that she can do anything, but wife was not happy with the decision of the division bench, so she filed a petition in the Supreme Court. Now what she mentioned, she said as she's knowing that now cruelty cannot be the ground for divorce, it can be the ground for judicial separation. So now she changed the ground. She said that his husband is impotent. Okay, impotence can be the ground of divorce. She is knowing that. Okay, so now she is saying that his husband is impotent, that's why she wants the divorce, right? But what happened when this particular case come before the court? Court said that we can't give you divorce because you're not able to prove, you're not able to provide us the enough evidence that can prove that your husband is impotence, right? Now the major issue which was before the court, actually you can see that now the question is not that whether or not wife will be able to prove the fact or not, but the thing that comes before them is that the thing has turned in such a manner that even if the Supreme Court will say that we cannot grant you divorce, the marriage won't be continued because they won't be happy. After looking at the factual scenario, marriage appears to be irretrievably broken down. They are not happy with each other, so there is nothing or no reason of living together. So will it be good enough to continue such marriage where no point or purpose to be served by continuance of a marriage which has so completely and silently broken down? It seems to be broken down, right? And another issue is that even if husband and wife want a consensual divorce, though they won't be able to get it because Christian Act, Indian Divorce Act, which gives the Christian divorce, it not mentions about the consensual, the consensual divorce, right? As we know, there are three theories of divorce. First one is that of the theory of fraudulent theory of divorce. Second one is the mutual consent theory of divorce, and third one is the theory of irretrievable broke down. Okay, now these two grounds are legally acceptable under Hindu Marriage Act, but only first ground is acceptable under Christian Marriage Act, whereas this particular ground of irretrievable broke down is not accepted either in Christian law or in Hindu law. So now what exactly was the decision? Now I think you can understand what could have been the decision regarding this particular case. It is very much visible that they would have not got the divorce on that ground. I think you can understand because Christian Marriage Act does not provide such kind of ground where they can grant divorce on the ground of irretrievable marriage. Okay, though we can see that it is irretrievably broken down. Okay, and it can be seen that she is not able to prove that his husband is impotent. Okay, so all these things shows that they are not able to get divorce. So here, this is the reason why government was recommended by Supreme Court that you should bring in a legislation that can make irretrievable breakdown of marriage to be a ground of divorce. Now there is this comparison happen. First point mentions that why exactly we have a need of uniform civil code, because Indian Marriage Act, Hindu Marriage Act, Special Marriage Act, Parsi Marriage Act, Christian Marriage Act, Divorce Act, all these are very different legislation. In few legislation, few grounds are accepted and other grounds are not accepted. So why in a particular country where we all are living together, we are having a different ground for different things, right? It is not justified. Now the second thing is that even if you look at the Hindu Marriage Act, in Hindu Marriage Act what happens whenever there is a decree of judicial separation, if after 1 year of such decree the spouse are not cohabiting, okay, they are not having any relationship, then this particular marriage can be given divorce. This particular spouse can be given divorce. Whereas under Christian Marriage Act there is nothing like that. Okay, even if spouse are not happy and they got the judicial separation decree and they are not cohabiting, okay, though they won't be able to get divorce on that ground. Okay, there is no resumption of cohabitation, though they won't be getting divorce. So it is not justified. In particular legislation of Hindu marriage, it is justified and it is accepted, whereas in Christian marriage it is not accepted, right? Now the third thing which you can see on your screen, that if there is nothing relationship, no feeling is left between the spouse, so there is no point or purpose of serving or by continuance of marriage like that, right? We should grant them divorce on the ground of irretrievable breakdown. And even if you look at developed countries such as US, UK, they all are granting divorce on that ground of irretrievability of the marriage. Okay, though it is not accepted in India, I think we need to change it. Now the fourth point is that of the Article 44 of the Indian Constitution, which mentions about the uniform civil code. I think with all this point you can understand that why exactly this case is important for us, why exactly we can see that there is a need of reformation in our family laws, okay, and there is a need of uniformity in the civil laws. Now friends, this particular thing came to my mind, that why exactly government is not accepting this plea of the Supreme Court that we should bring in the irretrievable breakdown to be a ground of the divorce. So I found an argument from the government that they are saying that if they will be making it a ground of divorce, then there can be abuse from the side of women, okay, from the side of wife. There can be scenarios where wife are marrying to someone, and then later on the grounds of irretrievable breakdown, false grounds, okay, they can grant the divorce, okay, and later on they'll be asking for maintenance from the husband side. So it can be an indirect extortion, a kind of extortion from the side of wife, okay. So there can be abuse. This is the reason why government is taking a lot of time to understand and accept this particular thing as the ground of divorce. Friends, I mentioned few observations by the court on your screen. I think you can read it on your own because I have explained you a lot. So friends, that's all for today. If you like the video, then please like, share and subscribe. That's all. Bye.